welcome to From Overwhelm to Influence. I'm Angela Taylor, co-founder and partner with the Dignitas Agency. And welcome to Module 1, which is about overwhelm. And I want to normalize this. If you're overwhelmed, you're not alone. So many of us are feeling this on a regular basis in our work lives and in our personal lives. It's common at middle to senior levels because you're often holding competing demands with limited authority, but it happens throughout your career journey and your arc.
So the thing that we want to introduce you to today or through this module is this idea that overwhelm is often a sign that you're trying to do leadership in a way that used to work, but no longer works in the current circumstances. So there's a mismatch. And because of that mismatch, you're not getting the leverage on your effort that you want. So what this means is that the question isn't really how do I handle more? How do I create more capacity to do more work? All that's going to do is keep you on a hamster wheel. What we really want you to be looking at is what needs to shift in how I'm operating.
So in this workshop and module, we'll help you decode overwhelm into one of three signal categories.
The thing that is interesting about this idea that, I need to shift how I'm operating, that sounds like common knowledge. But as always, these distinctions really start to come to life when you check it out in your real life and you're saying, hey, is this common knowledge my common practice? Have I actually shifted the way that I'm operating? Or do I even know how the circumstances have changed so that I understand that something has shifted and I need to change the way I operate? So what we'll do with these three signal categories is help you um, navigate pace, meaning the urgency of the loops, how often you're recovering or allowing yourself to recovery, or are you constantly reacting to things rather than being able to be responsive? The second area would be responsibility, where you're not clear about your ownerships or you're over functioning or you're carrying something that should either be shared or the system should be holding rather than any individual person. And then the third area is structure. Is there a system or process that is able to produce the outcomes that are being demanded? And if that system or process isn't effective, what needs to change in that? And as always, as we read through these, they sound easy, but when you start to go into your actual work and investigate, say what's actually true, and move in the direction of making these things more effective, that's where the real growth comes.
Yeah, and a lot of growth happens in just slowing down and pausing a little bit, and we'll put you in that practice and build those habits. For so many of the leaders that Stacy and I work with on a regular basis, we found ourselves throughout our careers of just pushing through. That is the thing, that this is, we're going to normalize overwhelm. We're just going to push through because that is what we should be expecting. But instead of pushing through, in this course and this workshop, you'll actually learn to identify which signal is the loudest.
Yeah. And the way that we'll have you do that, I mean, for some of you, that's all you need to know is that we need to figure out what signal is the loudest and you're going to be on your way and be navigating this. But for others, what we like to do is give you a really pragmatic, practical tool to go from common knowledge to common practice and to actually be able to identify the loudest signal. And the two things that we'll leave you with in this module are a signal map, which you can reuse whenever pressure arises. And that map will help you identify and navigate the overwhelm, identify the sources of and navigate the overwhelm more effectively. And then what we call the pause protocol. Angela talked earlier about slowing down. Well, we're actually going to give you a protocol that helps you receive, name, choose, and act so that you can interrupt any type of reactivity and create agency in real time. And by agency, we mean the power to affect the outcomes that you're looking to affect.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited about this because if overwhelm is showing up in your role, this module will actually help you turn that overwhelm into clarity.